I used to believe that success was all about luck and connections. But let me tell you, it's not about who you know. It's about how you position yourself. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and shortcuts, I'm here to tell you that true success doesn't come easy. It requires dedication, hard work, and a strategic mindset. If you're ready to roll up your sleeves and put in the effort, this video is your roadmap to becoming irreplaceable. Close your eyes and imagine yourself at the top of your game, surrounded by people who value and respect you for your unique contributions. Now, open your eyes and let me show you how to turn that vision into reality with 7 powerful strategies. Strategy 1. Cultivate unique skills and talents. If you want to become irreplaceable, you need to bring something to the table that nobody else can. It's not about fitting in, it's about standing out. And the way you do that is by cultivating unique skills and talents that set you apart from the pack. Let me break it down for you. Think of yourself as a craftsman, honing your craft day in and day out until you're a master of your domain. Just like a blacksmith forging a sword, you need to hammer away at your skills until they're razor sharp and unbeatable. But here's the thing. You can't just be good at something. You need to be one of the best. It's like being a diamond in a sea of rocks. Rare, precious, and impossible to ignore. So, how do you find your unique edge? Start by identifying what you're passionate about. What gets your blood pumping and your mind racing? Once you've got that nailed down, dive deep into it. Immerse yourself in it until you know it inside and out. And don't just stick to the surface level. Go beyond the basics and explore every nook and cranny of your chosen field. That's how you uncover hidden gems and become a true expert. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, this ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna take grit, determination, and a whole lot of hard work. But trust me when I say it'll be worth it. Because when you finally emerge from the shadows as a master of your craft, people won't just notice you, they'll seek you out. You'll be the go-to guy, the one everyone turns to when they need help or advice. So, go ahead, roll up your sleeves and get to work. Cultivate those unique skills and talents until you shine brighter than the rest. And before you know it, you'll be irreplaceable. Strategy 2. Demonstrate reliability and consistency. If you want to be someone others can't live without, you need to be reliable. Consistently reliable. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're building a house. You've got all the materials laid out. The bricks, the mortar, the tools. But there's one thing missing. A solid foundation. Without that foundation, your house ain't gonna stand for long. It's gonna crumble at the first sign of trouble. Now, think of yourself as that foundation. You need to be rock solid, unwavering in your commitment to excellence. When you say you're gonna do something, you damn well better do it. No excuses, no half-assed efforts, just pure, unadulterated reliability. Because here's the thing, reliability breeds trust. And trust is the currency of success. When people know they can count on you to deliver, they'll keep coming back for more. They'll rely on you to get the job done, no matter what. But reliability alone ain't enough. You need to be consistent too. Consistency is like the glue that holds everything together. It's what separates the amateurs from the pros, the one-hit wonders from the legends. Think about it like this. Imagine you're a musician. You don't just practice once and expect to become a virtuoso overnight. Nah, you gotta practice day in and day out, honing your skills until you can play like a goddamn maestro. And it's the same with reliability and consistency. You gotta show up, day after day, and give it your all. Even when you don't feel like it, even when the odds are stacked against you. That's what separates the winners from the losers. The ones who are willing to put in the work, day in and day out. So, here's what I want you to do. Make a commitment to yourself. Promise yourself that you'll be the most reliable, most consistent MF in the room. And then go out there and prove it. Show the world what you're made of, and watch as they flock to you like moths to a flame. Because when you're reliable and consistent, you become someone others can't live without. And that's a hell of a thing to be. Strategy 3. Foster authentic connections. None of that fake-ass small talk or surface-level BS. I'm talking about real, genuine connections that leave a lasting impression. Think of it like this. Imagine you're at a party, surrounded by a bunch of strangers. You could spend the whole night making small talk and pretending to be interested in what they have to say. Or you could cut through the BS and have a real conversation with someone who actually gives a damn. That's what fostering authentic connections is all about. It's about digging beneath the surface and finding common ground with people who matter. It's about being vulnerable, opening up, and letting your true self shine through. But here's the kicker. You can't force it. Authentic connections are like delicate flowers. You gotta nurture them and give them room to grow. You can't rush it or fake it. You just gotta let it happen organically. So, how do you foster authentic connections? Start by being genuine. Be honest about who you are and what you stand for. Don't try to impress people or put on a front. Just be yourself, flaws and all. Next, listen more than you talk. I know it's tempting to dominate the conversation and show off how smart you are, but trust me, nobody likes a know-it-all. Instead, ask questions, show genuine interest, and let the other person do the talking. And finally, be present. Put down your damn phone. Stop thinking about what you're gonna say next, and actually pay attention to the person in front of you. Give them your full focus, and let them know that they matter. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. Building authentic connections takes time and effort, but trust me when I say it'll be worth it. Because when you have a network of people who genuinely care about you, there's nothing you can't accomplish. So go ahead, put yourself out there, be vulnerable, and watch as the authentic connections start to form. Before you know it, you'll be surrounded by a tribe of people who value and respect you for who you are. And that's a pretty damn good feeling if you ask me. Strategy 4, exhibit leadership and initiative. You gotta step up and take charge. It's as simple as that. None of this waiting around for someone else to give you permission. You gotta grab the bull by the horns and show the world what you're made of. Imagine this. You're on a ship, sailing through stormy seas. The captain's gone missing, and the crew is lost and scared. What do? Do you sit back and wait for someone else to take control? Hell no. You step up, grab the wheel, and steer that ship to safety. That's what leadership is all about. Taking initiative when others are too afraid to act. It's about being the one who's willing to make the tough decisions and lead by example. And let me tell you, when you exhibit leadership, people notice, but here's the thing. Leadership ain't just about barking orders and bossing people around. Nah, it's about inspiring others to be their best selves and rallying them towards a common goal. Think of yourself as a coach, guiding your team to victory. You don't just sit on the sidelines and cheer them on. You're in the trenches with them, leading the charge and showing them the way. So, how do you exhibit leadership and initiative? Start by taking ownership of your actions. Don't make excuses or blame others when things go wrong. Own up to your mistakes and learn from them. Next, be proactive. Don't wait around for opportunities to come to you. Go out there and create them yourself. Whether it's volunteering for a challenging project at work or organizing a charity event in your community, show the world that you're not afraid to take the lead. And finally, inspire others to follow your example. Lead with integrity, empathy, and humility. And watch as others flock to you like moths to a flame. Because when you exhibit leadership and initiative, you become someone others...
Find out about that woman yesterday evening.
So,
Don't let your mother keep cash in the house. Oi!
steer your life towards greatness.
No cocaine on registered premises.
Risks, and show the world what you're made of. Because when you exhibit leadership and initiative, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Strategy 5. Continuously learn and adapt. None of this resting on your laurels or sticking to the status quo. You gotta embrace change and keep learning like your life depends on it. Think of yourself as a tree, swaying in the wind. If you're rigid and inflexible, you're gonna snap like a twig when the storm hits. But if you're flexible and adaptable, you'll bend with the wind and come out stronger on the other side. That's what continuous learning and adaptation are all about. Staying nimble and open-minded in the face of adversity. It's about being like water, flowing and shifting to fit whatever container you're poured into. But here's the kicker. Learning ain't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about applying it in real-world situations. It's about taking what you've learned and using it to overcome challenges and seize opportunities. So, how do you continuously learn and adapt? Start by embracing discomfort. Don't shy away from challenges or setbacks. Embrace them as opportunities for growth. Whether it's tackling a new project at work or learning a new skill in your spare time, lean into the discomfort and watch as you emerge stronger on the other side. Next, seek out feedback. Don't be afraid to ask for constructive criticism from those around you. It's the only way you'll know what you need to improve. And when you receive feedback, don't get defensive or make excuses. Take it on the chin and use it to fuel your growth. And finally, stay hungry. Don't ever get complacent or settle for mediocrity. Always strive to be better than you were yesterday. Whether it's reading a book, taking a course, or attending a workshop, never stop feeding your hunger for knowledge. Because when you continuously learn and adapt, you become a force to be reckoned with. You become someone others can't help but admire and respect. So, go ahead. Embrace change, embrace discomfort, and watch as you become unstoppable. Strategy 6. Practice Stoic principles. You gotta embrace the Stoic way of life. None of this wishy-washy, feel-good nonsense. Stoicism is about facing life head-on, no matter how tough it gets. Imagine this. You're a warrior, heading into battle. The enemy is fierce. Odds are stacked against you, but you stand firm and resolute, ready to face whatever comes your way. That's the spirit of Stoicism. Resilience in the face of adversity. But here's the thing. Stoicism ain't just about gritting your teeth and toughing it out. It's about cultivating inner strength and wisdom. It's about mastering your emotions, controlling your desires, and focusing on what you can control. So, how do you practice Stoic principles? Start by embracing adversity. Instead of running from challenges or complaining about your circumstances, accept them as opportunities for growth. Whether it's a setback at work or a personal loss, approach it with the mindset of a Stoic warrior. Calm, composed, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. Next, focus on what you can control. Don't waste your time and energy worrying about things you can't change. Instead, channel your efforts into the things you can. Whether it's your attitude, your actions, or your reactions to external events, take ownership of what's within your power and let go of the rest. And finally, practice gratitude. Instead of dwelling on what you don't have, focus on what you do. Appreciate the simple pleasures in life. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, a beautiful sunset at the end of the day, and be thankful for them. Because when you embrace Stoic principles, you become a rock in a sea of chaos. You become someone others can't help but admire and respect. So, go ahead. Embrace adversity, focus on what you can control, and practice gratitude like your life depends on it. Because when you live like a Stoic, there's nothing you can't handle. Strategy 7. Be assertive and communicate effectively. None of this beating around the bush or tiptoeing around sensitive topics. You've got to speak your truth with confidence and clarity. Think of yourself as a lion, roaring with authority and commanding attention. When you speak, people listen. Not because you're shouting the loudest, but because your words carry weight and conviction. That's the power of being assertive and communicating effectively. But here's the thing. Being assertive ain't about bulldozing over others or steamrolling their opinions. It's about standing up for yourself and expressing your needs and desires in a way that's respectful and clear. It's about finding the perfect balance between being passive and aggressive. Assertive like a lioness protecting her cubs. So, how do you master being assertive and communicating effectively? Start by knowing your worth. Understand that your thoughts, feelings, and opinions matter just as much as anyone else's. And don't be afraid to assert yourself when necessary. Next, practice active listening. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Truly listen to what the other person is saying and respond thoughtfully and empathetically. Remember, communication is a two-way street, and you've got to give as much as you take. And finally, use I statements to express yourself. Instead of saying, "you always do this," or "you never listen," say, "I feel," or "I need." This puts the focus on your own experience and feelings, rather than placing blame or making accusations. Because when you're assertive and communicate effectively, you become someone others can't help but respect and admire. You become a leader, a mentor, and a role model for those around you. So, go ahead, roar with confidence, and watch as the world listens. Strategy 8. Stay true to your values. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. None of this selling out or compromising your integrity for a quick win. You've got to stand firm in what you believe in, even when the world tries to knock you down. Think of yourself as a lighthouse, guiding ships safely through stormy seas. When the waves are crashing and the winds are howling, you don't waver. You stand tall and unwavering, a beacon of light in the darkness. That's the power of staying true to your values. But here's the thing. Staying true to your values ain't always easy. It means making tough decisions and standing up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular or inconvenient. It means being willing to swim against the current and go against the grain when necessary. So, how do you stay true to your values? Start by identifying what matters most to you. What are the principles and beliefs that you hold dear? Once you've got that figured out, make a commitment to yourself to uphold those values, no matter what. Next, be consistent in your actions. Don't just pay lip service to your values. Live them out in everything you do, whether it's in your personal relationships, your career, or your everyday interactions. Let your values be your guiding light. And finally, be willing to make sacrifices for what you believe in. Sometimes staying true to your values means saying no to opportunities that don't align with your principles, or walking away from toxic relationships that compromise your integrity. And while it might be tough in the moment, trust me when I say it'll be worth it in the long run. Because when you stay true to your values, you become a rock in a sea of uncertainty. You become someone others can't help but admire and respect. So, go ahead, stand tall in your convictions, and watch as the world bends to your will. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and drop a comment below letting us know which strategy resonated with you the most. Because when you engage with this channel, you're not just supporting us, you're joining a community of like-minded individuals who are on a mission to kick ass and take names. You're standing at the edge of greatness, and all you need to do is take that leap. These strategies aren't just keys, they're the blueprint to unlocking your full potential. So, don't just sit there. Seize the moment, seize your destiny, and show the world what you're made of. You've got what it takes, and the time to shine is now. So go ahead, embrace the challenge, and let your greatness soar. The world is waiting for someone like you to leave their mark. Now go out there and make it happen.